All right, so last period I recorded a video for one of the missing assignments that you're going to be doing over Easter. These assignments live right here, and they've been on the website for, like, if I were to look, let's look at like when these were actually due. So, like fractional exponents was actually assigned on the 17th of February, a month ago, one full month ago. I didn't really talk to you guys. I've been reteaching. So when you guys took this test and I had to give you half credit back because nobody did very well, I decided that we needed to go back and do these assignments because nobody had done them. So like these assignments here, they've been due for a month. You have literally had hundreds of hours to pass this stuff. And so it's time for me to set some deadlines. This stuff needs to get passed. So I'm looking at the assignment list. There's an assignment, if you look up your grades, that says above here can't be changed. And that means that all of the other assignments from previous units are now in the grade book and they're not going to be changed. I did reassign those assignments. This is 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And you'll notice that in the grade book, instead of being worth 5 points like normal, they're worth 30 points. So that's 6 times as much as normal. So I'm trying to get it across to you guys that this stuff has to get passed. And then you'll also see those are all due on 4/7/2015, which on the calendar is Tuesday. So that's the Tuesday after Easter break. So you have all that time to get these done if you haven't done them already. A lot of people are already done with them, or they will be able to do them today, so you guys won't have any homework. It's not necessary to have homework. You just have to do it now, or you have to have been responsible and done it before. And then you'll also notice that there's an exponent test number 3. So this was the exponents retest, and it should be graded in your grade book. I'll have a look at it. And then exponents test number 3, that's the third one. We're just not going to move on until everybody is acing this test. There's no excuse for it. You just have to pass it. All right, so one of these I've already made a recording for, and that is this one here. The video goes with the assignment. In other words, number 18 goes with this recording. And then I'm going to put another recording that I'm about to do here just under 17. So it goes assignment, video, assignment, video. So the one that I need to record still is 17. And then over the break or sometime today, you need to watch this video about assignment 18 and then do 18. All right, so I'm going to record a video for 17. And 17 looks like this. It says rewrite all this stuff so that you have positive exponents, or rather so that they're both in the numerator. Okay, so this one looks like it's harder, but I would say it's actually easier because in this assignment, which is number 18, number 18, there are no coefficients. So you don't have to simplify fractions or anything like that. We just have to deal with exponents, which is actually easier. So I'm going to rewrite the problem here, 4y to the 4th to the negative 4th, and then there's a denominator, y to the negative 2nd, q to the 3rd. And the way to handle these is to do the numerator and then do the denominator and then put them together. So by rule 3, I have to multiply. So that's 4 times 4, 16, and negative 16, over, and there's nothing to do down here, y to the negative 2, q to the 3. So that now makes 2 separate problems. This is rule number 2, which is when I'm dividing like this, when it's over, I have to subtract the exponent. So I'm subtracting negative 16 on top, negative 16 on top, minus negative 2 on bottom. Now this is the most common mistake. I would say still about half of students on the test are still making this mistake. This is not 16 minus 2. It's not 16 minus 2. It's 16 on top minus negative 2 on bottom. So when I'm doing it, it makes it easier to put the 2 exponents on paper and then put a minus symbol in between them. I am subtracting this minus this. And that's a keep, change, change problem. So I'm going to keep this sign, then change these 2, and there's 14 more negatives than there are positives. So by rule 2, the exponent on the y is negative 14. And then when I have an exponent on the bottom, it's negative. And that's the reason why I've turned this exponent on the q negative 3, because that tells me that it's 3 q's on the bottom. And then I can put a box around it and I'm done. Okay, so by rule 3, 4 times 4 is 16. And then by rule 2, negative 16 minus negative 2 is negative 14. And that was the whole problem. Okay, and then the other thing that's tricky is how to type this in. I really like having these open blanks because they're very similar to what's on the AZ Merit. You're going to have to learn how to type this stuff in. Y caret negative 14, and then a space to split up the exponents. Q caret, it was negative 3 because Q was on the bottom. Q caret negative 3. And then Khan Academy is going to suggest what the equation should look like. Y to the negative 14, Q to the negative third. If you did it right, it should look like that. All right, and then you're ready to check your answer. All right, so I'm going to do one more. Normally I do two, but these do take a little while. So I have to scroll up. For this one. And here we go. Did I mention the test? So there's going to be a retest on all this stuff, and there's going to be more of these kinds of questions on it. And that's going to be next Friday. And the other thing, I've been talking to you guys, a lot of people are coming in asking to change their grade. This is not middle school. There's no more, it's not up to me to invent some assignment to make up for the fact that you didn't do your stuff. The way to pass the class is to do the assignments in the first place, pass the tests, and then at the very, very least to pass the final. So, okay, so I'm going to write this out again, negative 3 k negative 2. So both the numerator and the denominator have something to do this time. So this is multiply. So the numerators are the negative 15, because 3 times 5 is 15. And the denominator also has a distribute. 4 times 2 r to the negative 4 times negative 2. Negative 4 being here and negative 2 being here. So that's r to the negative 4 times 2 is positive 8. And then k to the 2 times 2 is 4. So I still have to apply rule 2 here. That's the letter k. Yeah, k. And then this is k and that's k. You didn't like this k? K. All right, so rule 2 is the rule for dividing. I subtract this minus that. Negative 15 minus positive 8, or just minus 8. All right, so negative 15 is negative, and 8 is negative, so that's a grand total of 23 negatives, and I'm done. R to the negative 23, k to the negative 4. Why is the exponent on k negative? The exponent on k is negative because it was on the denominator. So I divided by k 4 times. All right, so this was assignment number 17. And I'll go ahead and publish it, put it on the web, and then the other assignments, I'll put it right here under 17, and then under 18 is the one for 18. Stop the video.